Hello, my name is Juan Rojas, and this is my autoethnography presentation. So, as for my background, I was born in Lagos de Moreno, Jalisco, but by the age of 2, my parents moved to the Bay Area, San Francisco to be specific. Within my family, it includes my dad, my mom, an elder sister, and a little brother, so that means I'm the middle child, of course. Which isn't that bad, but I can see why people don't like it. As for my parents, well, my dad, by the time that he was around my age, about like 18, 19 years old, he came with my uncle to the United States. And by the age of when he was 25 and my mom was, I believe, in her 20s, they decided to move to the Bay Area just because my dad was able to financially support us now being in San Francisco. And as for any relatives and whatnot, I don't really have that many relatives in the Bay Area besides a couple uncles and yeah, a couple uncles. If anything, I have cousins in Bakersfield and all the way in Los Angeles. I don't really have that much family nearby, and I don't know, it's just when I go to Mexico and I meet, all my cousins and whatnot, it's just different because usually at least someone like at least someone you have someone in where you're living like as family. So education wise, I went to Reading Elementary School, which if you were to go there now, it's actually middle school now. So I went there from preschool to third grade, and the change to go to, Mission Dolores Academy for middle school was just mainly because my sister already went there and my parents thought it'd be more, um, easier to just, have us both go to that school. And it honestly, so Mission Dolores Academy, if you don't know, it's a Catholic private school, which, um, yeah, I mean it's pretty good school. It helped me prepare for high school, and it gave me a lot of financial help when I was looking for it when I then made it to high school. My high school was Archbishop Reardon, and I made a lot of memories in high school, and you know for for high school it was a difficult process for just like getting into it. Not just getting into it, but like financially, like each year, I don't know why, but the school would raise their tuition higher, and I would have to, look for help because, tuition was like 20 grand when I first got to Reardon, and my parents like were paying probably half of that in middle school, and it's just like they weren't even paying that because I had benefactors helping me out. So it was just a struggle to find someone that would, have faith in me to continue my education and pay for, just my education in general. And even their own help like was wasn't enough because I still had to go to the high school admissions and talk to them about, getting more help. It was just each year a difficult process, and it just made it even more difficult that you had to pay this fee that was $1,000 each year, which is like they people are asking for people with financial struggles are asking for help, and you're still having them to pay more besides having also to pay for lunch, having to pay for books, and other trips and stuff like that. And then it's also you got to pay for the uniform, which none of that is cheap. But either way, it made me learn how to like just take care of my money, and you know what benefits, just thinking, just having a better mentality than I did before. More of a why not mentality to do things. Yeah. And then as for like my ethnicity and gender and religion, I just decided to put them all in one slide. So, As far as like my ethnicity with my like culture, um, growing up as a male Mexican, in a quite small of a family, it, there are your negatives and there are your positives. The food is amazing, obviously. You know, having to learn two languages because when I went to school, I talked, I had to speak English, but when I got home, it was a whole different thing. I spoke Spanish with my parents, like, and it was the thing that they were trying to learn English too, but I always spoke to them in Spanish in just in our household. And as far as like growing up, like it wasn't that easy either, I faced a lot of stereotypes in which people, put on me. Even as a kid, I remember people, calling me these names and whatnot. And it's just like, to me at that moment, I didn't realize um, you know, how harsh those or what those were, the meaning behind those words were. Yeah, and over time, I just started to think over my past events and try to understand where they're coming from and how what's the best course of action to take next time it were to have happened. And as far as my religion, I mean, in my house we're all Catholic. I've always been Catholic, always a strong believer. And I have faced, people that try to tell me like, oh, are you sure you believe, like, questioning my own religion. It's like, I understand that. I definitely have. I'm not gonna say I haven't, but I've managed to, keep my mind um like strong enough to, continue my faith. So now after talking about, my past life and everything is just now finding the meaning to, you know, everything that has happened and how or why that's happened. And it's just mainly, you know, obviously my family and I have had our share of struggles and in a way or another, compared to other people that, I guess I'm not as privileged as other student or other people because just based either on where they're from, where they grew up, they probably never even had a chance to go to school, to, go to college or even high school or anything like that. And, unlike me, um, you know, my parents struggled just to get me to the Bay Area. It wasn't a safe trip like you'd think. There was our struggles and whatnot. But at the end of the day, just based on me, you know, I'm still at that age. It's just I'm trying to find and figure out myself, and that's a good thing just because, you know, I can still figure out things that I never knew about myself, and I still am to this day, you know, and at the end of the day, I mean, obviously we all um, we all experience struggles, we all go through, stereotypes, discrimination, but it has never brought me down to the point of giving up just because my parents have given their everything for me to go to college and just get myself a job. It's just they always tell me, get yourself a job that will pay you right or pay you enough so you don't have to be struggling like they were. And that's what I'm striving for, but I'm also striving for a job that I can enjoy working at, because it's not always all about the money. It's about how much effort you're gonna put into it, knowing that you may be working there for the rest of your life, or 15 years or more. And these are my sources that helped me out with my presentation. Thank you. Have a good day.